round 6, we were treated to one of the great subscriber series clashes between the Guardians and the Flakers. Today, one round on, it is game number 2 between the subscriber sides, the Celtic Dragons, in their first clash up against the Guardians of the Crib. Hello everyone and welcome on to Cornflakes Crib, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the subscriber series, the Global Rugby Challenge. And we are in the big games of this round robin now. The Celtic Dragons, the new team to the series, didn't play in Season 1, but they are here for Season 2, and for the first time, they will be clashing against one of the subscriber sides. They do have some veterans in this team that know how to play against another subscriber team, and he will be leading the side from the front, you'd expect, in the midfield. That is Steve Tekogs. The rest of the side, though, has a big job. They're up against the Guardians, the team that lost in round 6 to the Flakers. So this could be a misery compiler, you could say, piling it up on the Guardians this week. So they could go 0-2, but it's the Dragons looking at first, and here is their starting 15 for today. Front row, a strong one as well. David O'Callaghan, Arthur Dane, and Sam Nicol. In the second row, Arthur Brusso will line up alongside Oscar Connolly, and the big guns are back in the back row with Frederick Loeb, Jordi De Rossi captaining the side, and Ethan Nicol at number 8. It's the Nicol 8-9 with Cody Nicol starting at scrum half, and Andrew Inch gets the nod at number 10. In midfield, Richard Mocker will start at inside centre with Steve Tekogs, the veteran, experienced player, at outside centre. Shane O'Sullivan on the left wing with Randy and Bengo coming in on the right, and Bogdanolo, one of the more impressive fullbacks throughout the series, in the number 15 jumper. Big pressure here on the Guardians of the Crib. They have not beaten the Flakers in all their matches over the 2 seasons so far. That is 3 and zip. They have failed to take a victory. Today, they step it up though. They need this one against the Celtic Dragons if their season is going to take on one of those top spots. They need a victory here today, and the pressure will be massive if they don't do it. So here is their starting 15 for this game. Front row is consisting much the same as last week. Owen Fagan, Mike Hunt, and Luke de Normanville. In the second row, Jake Waller will line up alongside Josh Howard. Howard was phenomenal in the game against the Flakers, so we'll be hoping for a repeat of that this week as well. Max Wilder, Theo Clark, and Ollie Crabb are your back row, with Bob at 9, partnering the leading point scorer Don Butler at fly half. It is Simone Dominguez at 12, with Tom Guest moving out 1 to 13. Elliot Malpass on the left wing, Kieran Jones on the right, and James Garner at fullback. The Guardians of the Crib, of course, going down in that match against the Flakers 29-28. Can they get those extra 2 points today against the Celtic Dragons? We are about ready to get underway. It's the second week now of a full rest of the season of subscriber side clashes. You can see 2 teams in the away strip today because the kits were very, very similar. So red and blue for the Guardians, who were receiving but haven't grabbed it. Randy and Bengo has come flying through to steal that one for the Dragons. And of course, the Dragons playing in the white and green. There's a bit of a run off the back there from scrum half Cody Nicol. Gets the Dragons in a good early position. Arthur Dane having a bit of a run now off the back. The pick and go. It's here, Ethan Nicol out to the right and nowhere to go there. And the Dragons a couple of metres backwards. O'Callaghan going himself. O'Callaghan, great run. He gets his team up towards the 22. Waiting for the ball. Captain De Rossi gives it away. Brousseau inside pass, and there's a run from Nicol. It could be the first opening of the try. It's the first try straight away. There is nothing that stops these sides scoring, and it is a try to Cody Nicol, and we are instantly underway, much like the Guardians did in the first game against the Flakers. The Dragons have done it now to them. Beautiful ball from Arthur Brusso, and then it was a little dummy run, and the pass that was brought easily from James Garner, and we have our first try of the match. Short ball, beautifully executed, and through goes Cody Nicol. Just had enough speed, went around the outside of James Garner, and no one was stopping him as he scoots in through that little gap. A little man, very quick off the mark, and very light on his feet. Great start for the Dragons. Andrew Inch with the goal-kicking duties, of course, back in the side, and from a handy position like that, makes no mistake about it. It is 7-0, early days, but a great start for the home team. Well, that will not please the Guardians one little bit. Seen against the Flakers, they finished extremely strong, but they haven't touched the ball yet. They lost the kick-off. Now they win their own as well. This is a great start for the Guardians back on the game. Now they're in it. They get the ball away to Dominguez, who goes high, very high. Hunt's there, everyone's there. But it is Andrew Inch and Bogdanola who defuse that attack. Interesting tactics there from Simone Dominguez. And Inch taps this one and hacks it away upfield towards halfway. Kieran Jones pulls it down over the sideline, and a bit of a nod of approval there. Throw in for Mike Hunt. Just in the Dragons' side of halfway. Throws it, nicely taken at the back to Josh Howard. Phenomenal in the line out. Turning and change directions, this Dominguez again. And again he's looked for the kick. He's found touch, but only really gained his side about 15 metres. He's really got a plan in his head here, Simone Dominguez. He's kicked on every touch he's had. And the way their line-out's operating, you probably can't blame him either. Here's Arthur Dane, just outside his 22 for the Dragons. Throws. Again, 5-man line-out to the back. It's missed by everyone, and they're all charging towards the referee. And it looks like Ollie Crabb has pulled it in. Howard going for a little run, straight into Andrew Inch he goes. It's now advantage with the Guardians. If they can turn this into points, they need to. Out wide they go. Kieran Jones bulldozes through one. Out wide to Don Butler. Here's the reply. It's a try to the Guardians. And we have a ball game on our hands, folks. The Guardians strike back, and it is 7-5 kick to come. Kieran Jones, we know what he does. He's strong, and he bulldozes through the attempted tackle of Shane O'Sullivan. And over the top looked like Arthur Dane coming to. Never going to stop. A beautiful pass out wide. And Don Butler, very well finished. Look at this. Oh, that is a crunching tackle. Well, a missed tackle, but a crunching run. Leaves the defender sprawling, arms and legs all over the place. And Don Butler gets the try. What a start to this game. We had two brilliant tries inside 20 minutes. Here's Butler to tie it all up from the right-hand touchline. That is a beautiful kick. And we are all tied up again. 7-7, the Celtic Dragons and the Guardians of the Crib. Crucial points on offer here. Both sides with one converted try. No one really thinks about bonus points in these games. They are so hard to win. Andrew Inch, he gets us back underway with a deep kickoff towards the 22, and it's Kieran Jones. This will be a turnover. De Rossi was quickly over that. And it's a pick and go here, and wide. They go to the left side. It's a good little play from Guest. He found options in the space of Wilder. Here's the run through the middle from Jake Waller. Oh, the big man found a big hole and threw him into up to the 10-metre line. Fagan looks out wide. Here's Elliot Malpass. He's got a bit of foot as well if he gets it inside. It's a chance for Fagan again. Beautiful offload drop goal. This time from Dominguez. It's over. Pretty sure that was Simone Dominguez. It was. Well, we say it again. Every time he's touched the ball, he's kicked it. And that was a 40-metre drop goal for the Guardians of the Crib. They take the lead after going behind early. What a game we are having here, folks. This is a stunning match so far. Inch again, going high to the right-hand side, and a slip time from everyone. Dane was there. Dane gets it. Dane dummies. Looking for Mbiko, but turnover from Malpass. Cram gets it to Butler. Butler in the open space now. Goes behind him beautifully to Dominguez, who actually passes the ball for once. And he finds outside his outside centre, Tom Guest. Waller goes inside to Butler, who once again kicks this one away. Nicely caught on the bounce here from O'Sullivan. Chance for a turnover for the Dragons. Nicely tidied this up. Wilder goes back, and here is Cody Nickel keeping it alive to De Rossi. He's gone down. Still good 5 metres inside his 22. Nickel again. Away to Mokwa. And nothing past. So Mokwa danger. And it's just saved from Tom Guest. It's just saved from Lockwood of Tecogs there. Oh, it's at the post. I can't believe what's happening here. And it's stopped away from Inch, saving the day. Everyone's got their hands on the ball. No one really knows what's going on. And it's a touch finder out by Bogdanola. Goodness gracious, that pass from Mokwa was eventually saved by himself and Tecogs, but he had Guest. I thought Guest had got it. Oh, it was all sorts of mayhem, but a great chance now for the Guardians of the Crib. Ball away to Butler, and it's just slid on. Bogdanola saves the day. My goodness me, this game is high-paced and high action as well. Inch on the 22. He's chipped it away and missed by a couple of players, but Kieran Jones pulls it in. Outside he goes to Josh Howard, who's all alone. Finds a friend. And who else but Kieran Jones. Bob goes back to Butler, who looks like he's going to kick it, but he spilt it instead. It's picked up by the Dragons. They trail by 3. We're almost at half-time. Here's a little run from Dane, and turning around the corner. Great play there from Ethan Nicol. Here's a little run away from Loeb. Oh, Loeb's lost the ball. Max Walters picked it up, but we'll go back for the knock-on, which will mean it'll be half-time between these two sides. 10-7 the half-time score. What a 40 minutes of action. It has been rampant. 10-7 to the Guardians, but we see they're down on possession and territory. Not too many line breaks, either 3-2. The Guardians just nudging that one. It has been end-to-end, side-to-side. Line breaks are plenty, but the Guardians do have that little difference of the lead, thanks to a drop goal to Simone Dominguez. Second half, I can't wait for it. Let's get into it. Back to Don Butler, who has been phenomenal in this game so far for the Guardians, as they look to notch up their first win against another subscriber side. They've gone down to the Flakers. This is the first time we've ever seen the Dragons in action, and Dorossi has lost the ball again. The Guardians steal it through Crab, and now they look to go wide. Howard, good ball out to Kieran Jones, puts it back in the Butler. Butler turns around the corner, has a Guest. Guest goes high. He was just cut off from Ola. Up it goes, and it's a try. Luke to Normanville, flying high and stealing a try. 15-7 kick to come. Luke de Normanville scores, and this was a well-crafted try from the Guardians. Tom Guest didn't have the speed to do it himself. He chased hard alongside the man with just a 3. 13-3, doing the work here. This was well played. The bomb goes very high, and just on the try line, perfect place for it to land. And in goes Mr. Normanville, another try for him. He has been in fantastic form this season. Important kick this for the Guardians. Easy position though for Butler. And like his previous kick, he slots it nice and easily through the posts. And it is 17-7. Guardians lead by 10. But as we found out last round, you cannot put a team out until this final whistle has been blown. Andrew Inch looking for more reward, going to the short kick off, and it was the two hookers, Hunt and Dane. Look at this run from Jake Waller. He's been incredibly strong. Bob away to Butler. Kicks cross-field away from Bogdanola. And across here is Shane O'Sullivan as well, who pulls it in. And O'Sullivan, handy playing at 10. He smashes this into touch on the 10-metre line. His own side are halfway as Bogdanola's going to fuse with the post. Line out for Hunt. And line out's been very interesting. Neither side have really dominated. A lot of overthrows, a lot of mistakes at set piece time. Haven't had a scrum yet either, which is interesting. But it's at the back where Josh Howard pulls it in, and they drive. Very, very strong driving ball at the moment from the Guardians of the Crib. A couple of Dragons players offside as now they look through the back line. Guest gets it away to Elliot. Now pass, chased beautifully by Inch. And inside the ball for Luke de Normanville. He goes down just a nudge inside the 22. Ball, a rear run by him. And he goes just sideways before going to ground. Waller, away to Butler. Looking to step his way through. Oh, this is trouble there for the Guardians. They almost lose it. Hunt, away to Normanville. On the two, combining out wide. Bob. It's 2-on-1. Can he find it? Support? He does. Great try. superb finishing by the Guardians of the crib, and Kieran Jones dots down on the right wing. He broke that tackle, Bob, and as soon as he did that, Kieran Jones was scorching on his outside. What's this ball from Luke Dinelmanville? There it goes. Bang! Through the midst of the tackle he goes. Bogdanola would have slowed him down enough for the cover to take him out, but he had that support of who else but Kieran Jones. He is a try-scoring machine. Look at that pass, and no one, didn't matter if you had 4 defenders sitting there, no one was stopping Kieran Jones. Well, the Guardians this time are the team with a commanding position now. Heading into the final 25 minutes of the game. What a kick from Dom Butler. He has been in immense form here today against the Dragons. And they look like they might go down in their first sub-clash of Season 2. Of history, really. They haven't faced one before. And they are learning some vital lessons here. Andrew Inch this time stops it up and he goes left side just slightly. And Theo Clark pulls it down for the Guardians. Bob. Way it goes to Dominguez, who gets a wobbly old kick away. Not his best, but he's done a lot. Ola does very well finding it here. There's a good little run away. O'Callaghan finding plenty of support. Ola again gets it back to Nickel. Ethan Nickel going for a bit of a scamp with a big number 8. And no one's helping out the breakdown here for the Dragons. That is their biggest downfall at the moment. Ethan Nickel, a great run, but he had no one to help him out. Now the Guardians turn it over, and they quickly look wide. And once again, Dominguez looks to the safety of touch. Oh, the referee has hit a mare. Bogdanola is not getting a slice of anything at the moment. Another terrible call, and the Guardians get to throw the line out. This one is a bit unfair now. Throw in from Hunt, just the one man, Jake Waller jumping, and they choose to drive with only 2 players there. Fagan, huge pass from Fagan, finding it there nicely. Dominguez gives it on to Theo Clark. He's all by himself. He finds a good pass with a superb tackle on Fagan. Short side, Bob trying to do it again. 2-on-1.
Not releasing.
He's taken down. Oh, a penalty to the Dragons. Bob wrapped up. He could not release the pass. Trying to replicate that try on the right with one on the left. And with 15 minutes to go, this one you'd say should be all over now. Option here for the Dragons, and they've chosen to go straight to touch. And looking to build their way up from around halfway. Arthur Dane to throw in. 5-man line out. I don't think either side has gone for a full line out yet in this whole match. Dane throws, missed again. The Dragons line out has been dreadful. Here is Inch though. Where's his helpers? They come now in the form of O'Callaghan. Wide pass, Richard Mockler. Haven't seen it much today, but Ethan Nickel has another great pass. It's 3-0 out there. Oh, they go inside. Terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. With 3 players on the left, he had to pass to his outside back. Andrew Inch going through the middle. Great pass again. Nickel is everywhere at the moment. Now they go wide. Inside to Rossi. Outside to Dane. Back to David O'Callaghan. Inside pass. Try time to the Celtic Dragons. Steve Tickhold, the veteran of the series, dots down for his first of the match. It took a while, but they finally put it away. Great offload from Andrew Inch. Out wide O'Sullivan, DeRossi, back Dane to O'Callaghan. Thought he would have gone to O'Sullivan, but he found inside support from Steve Tickhold. And a great try. He was involved there, Tickhold, just for the wide pass to O'Sullivan. He was everywhere. He was in everything. If that had been O'Sullivan, they got that ball instead of O'Callaghan, it would have been a try in the corner. But great work from Tickhold in midfield. They needed that try, the Dragons. Although time is firmly against them here with just 7 minutes to go. Andrew Inch from the sideline slots it over. Needing 2 now to get back in this lead. They need to score with the next 5. Pretty much off this kickoff, to be fair to them. They've got to score a try. The Guardians will be wanting to waste as much time as possible. Can they find the way back? High one, a very good one as well. Beautifully pulled in. O'Callaghan doing nicely. And here come the Dragons. They have transformed in this last 10 minutes. Nickel away to Mokwa. Oh, he's isolated there. Trouble just about. If only they started to defend their ruck a bit better. Oh no, the Guardians, they see the ball and they've turned it over. Hunter Waller. Here come the Guardians with the lead. Don Butler all by himself. Theo Clark gets in there just in time to help out. On the 22. Looks like the difference will be the performance of the breakdown. Butler has been phenomenal. Here comes Fagan now. Could they put more misery here on the Dragons? A drop goal to wrap it all up from who else but Don Butler. And he nails it as well. What a performance by the fly half. You can pin him in. Team of the week, number 10 already. A commanding display from Don Butler, and the Guardians get their first sub-clash victory. Down to the Flakers, they've struck back hard and fast against the Dragons. Well, the Dragons could have really put on the misery here. They could have put the Guardians to 0-2. It would have changed their season. They haven't managed to do it. Now they're going to have to hope for a reprieve post-season. Let's quickly go through the scorers. Dragons, Nickel and Tekods grabbing 1 each, and George 2 out of 2 from the tee. 3 tries for the Guardians to Normanville, Butler and Jones. Butler 3 out of 3 from the tee, and drop goals to Butler and Dominguez, giving them quite a point of difference. 3 tries was never enough. Possession, territory, all pretty even, but the Guardians broke the line at will, and the big thing for me is the ruck defence. The Dragons lost so much ball when it comes to their own breakdown, something they're going to need to clean up massively ahead of their next Subscriber Series clash. Well, folks, that was another breathtaking Subscriber Series clash. Not quite the nail-biter we had last round, but the Dragons did show a little bit like they could fight back and get a result if they had a little bit more on their side. Not to be today, though, but they still have another 2 sub-clashes to come later on in the season. We'll have a look at those fixtures just in a second. First things first, though, final match of round 7, we have the All Flakes versus Claremont. That one is coming to you from Eden Park as well. Let's check out the table, of course. Do let me know in the comments who you think deserves to be in Team of the Week following that mammoth clash between the Dragons and the Guardians. The table has changed now. We have 2 teams who have lost a game out of our 4. We still have a few subscriber clashes to come as well, but look at where the Crusaders sit. 1 point behind the Dragons now, only 3 points behind the Guardians, and they've played the same amount of games. This table is getting congested. The Flakers sit beautifully up the top. They would love to have a few more bonus points, but on 32, they have a 3-point lead still over the team they beat in round 6, the Guardians of the Crib. The Dragons, though, they could have really pushed hard towards the Flakers if they could have defeated the Guardians, but it was not to be. The All Flakes now, big pressure goes on them as the only side to not take part in a sub-clash so far. Crusaders are definitely in the talking of this season. Toulon and Wasps definitely not really in the mix. Maybe Toulon by a whisker, but the rest of them have done their dash. But like I said last episode, these guys all have AI versus AI matches from now on in, because most of the sub sides are playing each other. So instead of having only 1 or 2 AI versus AI matches, we're going to be having 4. So that makes a big difference. So let's check out the fixtures list. As we sit here, round 7, we had the Flakers over the Exeter Chiefs, Lions over Scarlets. Then we had this one, 27-14, Guardians of the Crib over the Celtic Dragons. Toulon just got up over Munster and the Crusaders. Well, there you go, smashing the Wasps, and they are, pretty much 1 or 2 spots between them. All Flakes, come on, round it out before this is it. Look. A chance for redemption for the Celtic Dragons. Now, I look at this and I say, if the Dragons win that, we have a real conundrum on our hands, because we have 3 sides in a triangle of not being able to beat each other or beating each other as well. So that one is going to be interesting if the Dragons can get up. Didn't look too impressive in this game today, only in patches. Definitely need some work around the paddock in that back row to try and get a bit more on their side. Keep hold of that ball a bit better and look after it. They were definitely outdone there. Then we have Munster versus Scarlets, Guardians versus the Crusaders. That'll be a good one. And Wasps rounded out against the All Flakes. When do the All Flakes clash, though? There. Oh, they face the Guardians, who will be done and done after round 9 for sub-clashes. So they'll have a clean run of only facing AI sides for the rest of the season after round number 9. Man, cannot wait for these next couple of games. This one, sure to be a cracker. You'd say the Flakers are big favourites now heading into that round 8 clash. And then this one, who knows? Who really knows what the All Flakes are going to offer against the other subscriber side? So, cannot wait to get these games underway. But for today, that is all we have time for. Unfortunately for the Dragons fans out there, they were unable to put the big boots into the Guardians as they struck back from that round 6 loss to the Flakers to take the Dragons down. Dragons will be back though next round to take on the Flakers in a huge clash. But before that, we will have the All Flakes versus Clermont Team of the Week for round 7. And then it is big clash time yet again. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the series so far. Hope you're all enjoying it. Dragons fans, what do you have to do to get that subscriber clash win in future? A lot to change, a lot to think about heading into round 8 for the new side to the tournament. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on Team of the Week. And until next time, I'll see you then for the All Flakes versus Clermont. Take care.